Claudia Collins out at Chandler High School after their big win over Centennial. Cody is here with me, Cody Cameron, of course, none other than. You haven't been out to check out Chandler or Centennial this season, is that correct? So what were your initial thoughts coming into this game, and maybe what was different from what you originally thought?
So two star-studded teams that are very well coached, and when you come into the postseason, especially the open division, physicality and speed. So I was expecting those two things, and every time when you watch a team in person compared to film or what you might see on Twitter, it really lives up to the standard and then really elevates it. I mean, the physicality of both of the offensive and defensive lines, especially the defenses, it's really fun to watch. And, I mean, we got a show tonight, Claudia.
The game plan, pretty much just to get in the end zone wherever way we could. Like, there's no really game plan to that. We just got to score, and we did that.
And the thing that's interesting, I was on the Chandler sideline, then would go over to Centennial and back. The one thing that I did notice just from an energy perspective was Chandler never let themselves get down. It did feel like the energy on the sidelines was dropping a little bit for Centennial. I don't know that you saw that, but from what you know about these teams in previous years, is that true to Chandler's identity?
100%. I think they've been here before. I mean, most of those guys on that team have been a part of state championship games. The coaching staff has been a part of a million of them. And so I just talked to Coach Garrettson, and they were down 27-23. They're driving down for about second play of the fourth quarter. Dylan Rayola throws his third touchdown pass on a 4th and goal play from the 2nd-yard line. And right before that play, went up to Dylan and said, hey, you're the 5-star, #1 recruit in the class of 2024. Let's make a play right here. And you know, that's what Rayola did, made a huge play, and Chandler never looked back.
Remind our kids, about all the hard work they pay day in and day out and in the off season, how that all pays off, special teams, how that changes games and does things and wins ball games as well. And we told the kids, just stay in there, hang in there, we're going to make things happen, and we did, and I'm very proud of them.
Honestly, it's all a team effort, and we knew, we've been down in this situation before throughout the season. We just knew that we got each other's back, and we're just going to go out and ball out. It was only the third quarter, like 5 minutes left. We knew it a whole another quarter in time. We knew we had it.
You got to look at Blake Heffron. Holy cow. He's a punt returner, he's a kick returner, he's a wideout, he's a quarterback, he's kind of a do-it-all kid, and he's dynamic. And then Tariq has stepped up big time as well. And we knew, that the empty sets gave them a little bit of problems, and we were protecting pretty well and got them a little tired. And they made a nice run back at us. And it just shows how games can flip so fast, where you're going in to probably take a 27-7 or 28-7 lead. And the next thing you know, it's a scoop and score. And the next thing you know, it's a scoop and score. And, we just kept everybody's mind together and rallied up and moving on to the semifinals.
Noah Carter, so class of 2024, absolute baller. Plays defensive end, plays receiver for the Coyotes, but same thing, speed off the snap, just violence getting around the tackle, but he had what looked like a turning point in this game, and it was a turning point where we were like, okay, Centennial's coming through. It was 23-7. Chandler's one play away from making this 30-7. Big fumble, scoop and score, 80 yards. We saw the speed down the sideline, burns everybody on Chandler's offense, takes it to the house. He made plays like that, and Centennial's defense made plays like that, but it just wasn't enough because Chandler's high-powered offense, they came to play tonight.
All right, I'm going to be honest here. I was one of those people that had some concerns about this guy right over here, Khalil Valentine, not getting to play in the game. Did you have any concerns? He is a star on the field and really makes this offense go. Did you have concerns about him not playing?
Anytime you have a player with that much explosiveness and that much identity in the offense not playing in a game, 100% you have concerns. And yeah, you're going to look at Chandler's roster and go, hey, they have 2 or 3 other running backs, but he had so much productivity this season. When you lose a player like that, of course your offense is going to take a hit. But players stepped up. How about Charles Ennis making 2 huge touchdowns for the senior running back? Players like that stepping up into the offense, and you need that depth here, especially in the Open State playoffs.
He's 2,000 yards of offense, so you're missing a bullet of the offensive player of the year in the Premier Region, and hopefully he gets back next week. But we'll just go ahead and live with what we got. Kids ran hard, Xavier and Charles and Gio there at the end. So very proud of all those guys, Coach Eric, and how he handles his running backs.
The good thing for Chandler is Khalil Valentine is scheduled to return next week.
Next week, and we'll all be excited to see it because it was such a fun game. But when we talk about next week, last question I got for you, Chandler Basha. That's maybe the most exciting game that we could get at this point in the playoffs. What excites you about that game?
It's a conference region rematch, and it's always hard to beat a good team twice, especially if you beat the Chandler Wolves in the regular season, which just never happens usually. Can't wait for that game. That is going to be lights, bright show. That is going to be one of the best games in the entire country next week.
And probably one of the most star-studded games when you look at both rosters. Tons of D1 guys. I would like to count and actually see what that number turns out to be, but
100%. You're looking at about 40 plus, if I had to guess.
Yeah.
And that's big-time football, Claudia.
what needs to be different in this game?
Our mistakes. Like, I made a couple mistakes in the third.
We all
That
did.
drop ball with that, when the dude picked it, the kick return that went under my legs. Just mistakes. We cleaned up the mistakes. There's no team in this world I feel like could beat us.
It's all about execution. We just need to execute. If we execute, we got it. It's going to be a great game.
Nashville's a good team. We're a better team. Simple as that.